What if I told you that the grocery store you've been shopping at for years has some surprising secrets that might change how you feel about spending your money? What if the company you rely on to feed your family has been part of some surprising controversies? Today, we're going to take a closer look at one of America's biggest grocery stores, Albertsons. When you finish watching this, you'll see why so many people are saying, don't shop at Albertsons until you see this. This isn't just another grocery store review. This is a revealing trip into the world of business secrets, shady practices, and the truths they prefer to keep hidden.
Fresh.
Fresh, fresh. We're fresh, exciting. We're livening up your holiday. We're fresh, inviting. We'll make your season merry in a fresh new way. We're fresh.
Story of Albertsons. Let's start from the beginning. In 1939, Joe Albertson opened his first grocery store in Boise, Idaho. Starting the Albertson story, Joe had a clear dream to build a grocery store that was larger and better than anything people had experienced before. He wanted big aisles, lots of parking, and a place where families could find everything they need in one trip. Joe Albertson was not just a regular businessman. He had been in the grocery business for a long time and understood what customers wanted. His first store was groundbreaking for its time. It was 10,000 square feet, which was really big compared to the little corner stores that most people went to back then. The store had a bakery, a pharmacy, and a magazine rack. Things that seem normal now, but were really impressive in 1939. The timing was just right. America was recovering from the Great Depression, and people were eager to spend money on things that made life easier and better. Joe's store was popular right from the beginning. In just a few years, he opened more stores in Idaho and started moving into other states. But this is where it gets fun. Joe Albertson had a way of thinking about business that would influence the company for many years ahead. He thought it was important to treat workers nicely, charge fair prices, and always prioritize the customer. That sounds nice, doesn't it? As we will see later, this way of thinking didn't always stay the same as the company got bigger. By the 1960s, Albertsons was a big name in the grocery business. They were starting stores all over the western United States and earning millions of dollars in profits. The company became public in 1961, allowing ordinary citizens to buy shares and have a part of the business. This brought in more money and helped them grow even quicker. The growth was amazing. In the 1970s, Albertsons had many stores. By the 1980s, they had more than 1,000. They were purchasing smaller grocery stores and turning into one of the largest food sellers in America. Joe Albertson's small shop in Boise grew into a big company. However, with immense comes great responsibility, and this is where our narrative turns grim. As Albertsons got bigger, they began making choices that surprised people and caused debates that are still happening today. The dark side, the big merger scandal. One of the biggest discussion in Albertsons history is about their ongoing buying and selling of other companies. Over the years, Albertsons has been part of many mergers and acquisitions, making it tough to keep up. What makes this a bit tricky is that a lot of these deals appeared to help the executives and shareholders more than the customers or employees. In 2006, a group of private investors purchased Albertsons for $9.7 billion. This may seem like good news, but it really wasn't. Private equity firms buy companies, reduce expenses, which often leads to layoffs, and then sell them for a profit. Many Albertsons workers who had been there for a long time lost their jobs during this time, and customers began to see that the stores weren't kept up as well as before. In 2015, Albertsons joined with Safeway, which is also a big grocery store chain. This $9.4 billion deal made one of the biggest grocery companies in America. Some critics said that this merger cut down on competition and might cause prices to go up for consumers. If there are not many grocery stores competing, they don't need to try as hard to keep prices down. The union fights Albertsons has had a tough time with labor unions for many years. Lots of grocery store workers are part of unions that assist them in getting better pay, benefits, and working conditions. But Albertsons has often been said to try to make these unions weaker or to avoid working with them completely. In 2003 and 2004, there was a big grocery strike in Southern California that went on for several months. Albertsons and other big stores were accused of trying to reduce employee benefits and pay. The strike impacted many workers and made it it hard for customers to shop at their regular stores. Recently, during the COVID-19 pandemic, many Albertsons workers said that the company wasn't doing enough to keep them safe and healthy. Some stores were said to not give enough protective gear or extra pay, even though grocery workers were seen as essential and had to keep working while others stayed home. The claims about price manipulation. One big issue is the claims that Albertsons has changed prices to benefit from customers. Many lawsuits have been submitted saying that the company has been price gouging, charging too much for essential items. When natural disasters, emergencies, or busy shopping times happen, some customers have noticed that prices for important items like water, bread, and milk can go up a lot all of a sudden. Companies can change their prices depending on supply and demand, but there are rules that stop them from charging too much during emergencies. Sometimes customers have said that sale prices were not clear. Have you seen those big red tags that say sale or special price? Some people say that Albertsons has increased the regular price of an item and then marked it on sale for what was the usual price. This leads customers to believe they are getting a good deal even though they are paying the same or sometimes even more. Concerns about data privacy today. Grocery stores gather a lot of information about their customers. When you use a loyalty card, shop online, or pay with a credit card, the store finds out about what you like to buy, your habits, and some of your personal details. People have pointed out issues with how Albertsons manages this data. In 2019, there were reports that the company was sharing customer information with other companies without clearly informing customers about it. This included details about what people purchased, how often they went shopping, and even their personal contact details. Privacy supporters said that customers need to have more say over their personal information and should be clearly told how it is being used. Even though Albertsons said they were doing everything by the book, a lot of customers felt let down and concerned about their privacy. Environmental controversies. Albertsons has received some negative feedback about how it handles environmental issues. The company is one of the biggest grocery chains in America, and it affects the environment a lot through its packaging, transportation, energy use, and waste management. Environmental groups say that Albertsons isn't doing enough to cut down on plastic waste, find sustainable products, or lower their carbon footprint. Even though the company has promised to do better for the environment, some people think these actions are not enough and come too late. Albertsons stores have faced fines for breaking environmental rules, like throwing away waste incorrectly or not following the rules for dealing with hazardous materials. The conspiracy theories. The planned decline of small towns. A popular conspiracy theory online is that Albertsons intentionally focuses on small towns, pushes out local businesses, and then offers bad service after gaining control. Here's how it works. Albertsons comes to a small town with low prices and great service, pushing local grocery stores out of the market. When they become the only option available, they increase prices and lower service quality since customers have no alternatives. Although we don't have solid proof that this is a planned approach, there are definitely cases of small towns where this has happened. Some communities have ended up with few grocery choices after their local stores shut down, and the large chain that took their place didn't meet expectations. The phantom inventory idea. Another conspiracy theory suggests that Albertsons intentionally makes things scarce to raise prices or push customers to choose pricier options. This theory suggests that the company could hold back on popular sale items, making customers buy regular priced products instead. Some customers have said they went to stores early in the morning to look for sale items, but they were told that the store was already sold out. Some think this might just be because of high demand and bad inventory management, but conspiracy theorists believe it's a planned move to make more money. The loyalty program trap. Lots of customers are starting to doubt Albertsons loyalty programs, which say they offer discounts and rewards for regular shoppers. Some people believe that these programs are really meant to watch how customers act and change their shopping habits instead of offering real benefits. Some people say that the discounts from loyalty programs are really just lowering prices to where they should have been all along. The store increases prices for everyone and then gives special prices to loyalty program members. This makes it seem like there are savings, but it actually punishes customers who prefer not to share their personal information. The merger monopoly plot. Some folks think that Albertsons' many mergers and buyouts are part of a bigger plan to take over the grocery business. The idea is that the company, along with other big chains, is intentionally getting rid of competition to have more power over food distribution and prices. Even though antitrust laws aim to stop monopolies, some people say that grocery chains have figured out how to get around these rules. They create the look of competition while really working together behind the scenes. Cool facts and simple shopping tips you should know: the hidden price patterns. You can still find ways to save money at Albertsons, even with all the controversies, if you know what to look for. Check out these helpful tips to make your shopping easier. Shop on Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, many Albertsons stores update their weekly sales. If you shop on Wednesday, you could benefit from the sales from the previous week and the new sales for the week. Some smart shoppers have figured out when to go to take advantage of these overlapping deals. Clearance schedule. Many Albertsons stores have a set time for reducing prices on perishable items. Meat is usually on sale early in the morning, while bakery items might be cheaper in the evening. If you can shop at different times, you can save a lot of money on these things. The rain check loophole. If a sale item you see is sold out, you can request a rain check. This lets you buy the item at the sale price once it's available again. But some stores give out rain checks more easily than others, and some workers might not know about this rule. The benefits of the pharmacy. Many customers might not realize that Albertsons pharmacies usually have good prices on prescription medications, particularly for generic drugs. They often have deals where you can receive gift cards or discounts on groceries if you switch your prescriptions from other pharmacies. The Digital Coupons Albertsons has started using digital coupons that you can add to your loyalty card using their website or mobile app. You can usually use manufacturer coupons along with store coupons and digital coupons for the same item. This can help you save a lot or even get some products for free.
Hey y'all, I'm at Albertsons and I found some clearance. I found the Sara Lee's pumpkin pie with pumpkin and spices for $8.99. So they'll take off the sticker for 50% off. They'll be $4.50 also. I found 3 of those. I also found these La Michoacana Boli's coconut milk bars.
The Fuel Rewards Program. Lots of Albertsons stores have fuel rewards programs that let you earn discounts on gas when you buy groceries. It's important to know how these programs function and to make the most of your rewards by planning your purchases wisely. The secrets of store brands at Albertsons, such as Signature Select and O Organics, are usually made by the same companies that create name brand items. You can enjoy the same quality for less money. Some store brand items are exactly the same as name brand products, just in different packaging. Best times to shop. If you want to skip the crowds and find the best choices, it's usually best to shop early in the morning on weekdays or late in the evening on weekends. You'll find it easier to get help from employees during these quieter times. Matching prices options. Not every Albertsons store has a price matching policy, but a lot of them will match prices from other stores if you ask politely and show them the lower price. This policy is different depending on where you are and who your manager is, so it's a good idea to ask about it. Buying in bulk. Buying non-perishable items in bulk when they are on sale can save you a lot of money. At many Albertsons stores, you can often buy more than the limit shown in sale ads if you just ask, especially for items that are close to their expiration date. Online shopping is growing. Albertsons has put a lot of money into online shopping and delivery services, but this change has come with some issues. Lots of customers have said they are unhappy with substitutions, delays in delivery, and higher prices for online orders compared to shopping in the store. The company has teamed up with services like Instacart to provide grocery delivery, but these partnerships have brought up concerns about worker rights and fair pay. Delivery drivers and shoppers usually work as independent contractors and don't get regular employee benefits, even though they are important for the company's online operations. The self-checkout controversy. Like many stores, Albertsons has added more self-checkout machines to save on labor costs. But this has caused customers to complain about longer wait times, technical issues, and feeling like they are doing the store's work without pay. Some customers have shared worries about the surveillance and loss prevention technologies in self-checkout areas, feeling like they're seen as possible criminals instead of valued customers. The mobile app and the Gap and Technology Access Albertsons encourages customers to use their mobile app for coupons, loyalty rewards, boards and shopping lists. This can be helpful for people who are good with technology, but it has made a gap where customers who don't use smartphones or aren't comfortable with tech miss out on chances to save money. The impact of business choices on people workplace experiences. Real people are impacted by the choices made by Albertsons. Even with all the business strategies and controversies going on, people who have worked at the company, both now and in the past, have talked about what it's like to work there, how the management operates, and the difficulties faced in the grocery business. Lots of workers say they feel unappreciated and have too much to do, especially when things get busy or there aren't enough staff. The company's focus on making money has sometimes hurt how happy workers are and the quality of service for customers. Effect on the community. Albertsons stores are important in their communities, especially in places where they are one of the few grocery choices available. When stores shut down or cut back on their services, it can really affect local people, especially those who depend on walking or public transport to do their shopping. The company's choices about which communities to help and how to help them really affect families' ability to get fresh, affordable food. This is especially important in low-income areas where getting groceries is already hard. The relationships with suppliers. Albertsons is big, which means it has a lot of influence over its suppliers, including big food makers and local farmers. This power can help get better prices for customers, but it can also make suppliers feel pressured to lower costs, which might impact product quality or working conditions. Small suppliers often find it hard to keep up with what big grocery chains want, and some have said they face unfair payment terms or tough demands. The grocery business is changing quickly, with new players like Amazon, Walmart, and specialty shops altering how people buy food. Albertsons is working to adjust to these changes, but it's uncertain if their plans will work out. The COVID-19 pandemic sped up several changes in grocery shopping, like ordering online, using contactless payment, and paying more attention to health and safety. How well Albertsons adjusts to these changes will probably decide their success in the future. Government regulators are looking more closely at the grocery industry, especially about competition, worker rights, and consumer protection. New rules might greatly affect how Albertsons runs and what services they can provide. The challenge of being sustainable. More and more people care about the environment, and grocery stores need to find ways to lessen their impact on it. Albertsons needs to find a way to keep their profits while also being eco-friendly if they want to keep their customers happy. The main point is, shopping at Albertsons a good idea? After looking at all the issues, rumors, and business actions, the question is, should you buy from Albertsons? The answer isn't straightforward, and it relies on what you value, what you need to buy, and the options you have. If you decide to shop at Albertsons, knowing what to look for can help you avoid any tricky situations. Be aware of your rights, learn the store's rules, and feel free to ask questions or speak up if something feels off. Think about helping local and independent grocery stores when you can, as they usually offer better customer service and care more about their communities. But keep in mind that these stores may have higher prices or fewer choices than big chains. Albertsons' story is really about business strength, what shoppers want, and how companies connect with the communities around them. The company has made grocery shopping easy for millions of Americans, but it has also faced issues that make people wonder about its priorities and practices. As buyers, we have more influence than we may think. Every dollar we spend shows what kind of business practices we want to back. If we keep up with the companies we buy from and think carefully about how we spend our money, we can help change how they act and push for better practices. The grocery industry will keep changing, and companies like Albertsons will have to adjust to what consumers expect regarding prices, service, how workers are treated, and taking care of the environment. The way we shop for groceries in the future will depend on the decisions we make now as shoppers, workers, and members of our communities. If you choose to shop at Albertsons or explore other options, keep in mind that knowing what you're doing is your best advantage. Make sure to ask questions, check the details, understand your rights, and feel free to voice your concerns if something feels off. The grocery business impacts everyone, and we all have an interest in ensuring it supports our communities effectively. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide. Now, you have the information to make that choice clearly. The next time you go into an Albertsons store, you'll understand the whole story behind those bright lights and spacious aisles. Knowing this gives you the ability to shop wisely, ask for better options, and choose things that match your beliefs. The grocery industry is larger than any single company, and your opinion as a shopper is more important than you realize. Let's use it wisely, and together we can create a better future for how people in America buy food.